Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to my channel, Running with Scissors. As you can see, I'm not in my sewing room. Where am I? Let's see where I am. I'm at Zinc's Fabric Outlet, and this is in Holmes County, Ohio. It's in Berlin. I think the address says Millersburg, but it's between Millersburg and Berlin in Holmes County, Ohio. Let's go in and see what they have to offer. I can't wait. It's supposed to be the largest fabric store in Ohio. Well, the first thing you see are free fabric boards. That's my sister Linda. Look at this place. I just can't believe how big it is. There's just too much to see. So let's take a little walk around and see what we see. Over in the section to the left is a lot of holiday fabrics and fabrics, specialty fabrics. Most of those fabrics are over $12 a yard. There's some batiks. We just couldn't get over how beautiful everything is. All the fabric. So we're walking along and we're looking around, and we just don't know what to look at first. What I did was I went ahead and I did a video tour. Hi, Linda. And did a video tour of the place. And then I went back in after videoing and looked at fabric. And of course, I will show you what I buy when I get back home. Yep, there I am. Just taking it all in. It just was amazing how much fabric there was. Now the fabric for the quilters, as you see, were color coordinated. All the colors were together. So this section was more quilting than anything. And as we get in, you'll see they've got all kinds of fabric. There was even fabric for making wool suits, but we'll see that in a minute. So I'm walking around and just looking it over. It's amazing. Oh, there's some more of that batik that is so pretty. I don't know. I could have bought it all, but I decided I should be careful and not go crazy and buy too much fabric. So let's take another little walk and we'll see what else we can find. Interfacing, elastic. There were notions too as well. There were at least 3 cutting tables that I saw there. There's a big row of fabric. This is all knit. That whole row of knit. They had rayon over on one side. Just anything you could think of. The one thing I didn't see any corduroy. I asked Linda, did you see any corduroy? She said she didn't see any, and we pretty much looked and touched at everything that was in there, but I didn't see any corduroy. See, there's lace, wool blends. Just anything you would need. And we've just got started. Every color, every pattern, just anything you would want for sewing. It's a good thing this place is 2.5 to 3 hours away from me, or I'd be in big trouble. I'd be there all the time. All the time. There's the batting. There's the zippers. Look at all those zippers. Lots and lots of zippers, and invisible zippers as well. I usually tend to buy my zippers as I need them. I'm always thinking if I buy too many zippers, then I won't use them. There's buttons over there. Then there's these ones where if you bought the whole bolt, it was cheaper than if you bought it by the, they cut the yards. See, they have the sale. Yeah, so much is so much per yard if you buy the whole thing. There's a cutting table. So there was a cutting table in the back, one in the middle, and one at the front of the store. They even had fabric in there for upholstery or outdoor type fabrics. We found this real sparkly fabric too. Look at that. All the sequins and the sparkles. If you want to make any costumes or anything like that, it was just really pretty. And Linda found some sparkly fabric. There's a coffee station over there, but neither of us drink coffee. Laces and trims, appliques. Over in the far corner, they had, oh, here's the buttons. It was so satisfying to run my fingers through them.
So what are you looking for?
They even had some leather scraps, $3 a pound for leather scraps. I've never seen anything like that before. And that's the back of the store. Well, I'm back from Holmes County, and yes, I bought some fabric. You can't go all the way to Zinck, it's a 2.5 to 3 hour drive and not buy anything. I'll show it to you in just a second. In my opening, I mentioned that Zinck's was in Berlin, but I thought it had a Millersburg address, and I was correct. It is in Berlin. It's called and pronounced Berlin, not Berlin like in Germany. It's pronounced Berlin, Ohio. But it has a Millersburg address. And I'm thinking that probably Berlin does not have a post office. It might be too small, and that's why it has a Millersburg address, but it's actually in Berlin. So I guess that kind of clears it up. Before I show you the fabric, I do want to show you this. There's a place called Saul's Palace, and that's actually in Berlin. And I bought this little potato head, and it's, as you can see, it says the seamstress. Is that just too cute or what? There she's with her sewing machine, little fabric, little flower in her hair. So, well, I saw that, had to have it. Okay, let's look at the fabric. I did buy 5 pieces of fabric. Now, when I bought it, I decided instead of just buying fabric, grabbing it here and there, let's find fabric with an idea in mind, a pattern in mind. Doesn't mean I will use this pattern. I might change my mind, but right now I've picked patterns I'm pretty sure I'm going to use. But let me just show you what I have. I have a couple of rayons. Look at this. I love polka dots. You'll see 2 of them have polka dots. Here's this rayon. And you notice the polka dots got a little yellow in there, a little white. And I think I'm going to use the New Look 6712. And these patterns, I have not used any of these patterns. They're all patterns I've had in my stash, and I've not tried them yet. And you let me know if you have something better in mind, but that's what I want to use for that one. This other rayon, it's really silky. Some more polka dots. There wasn't as much in this. It's like maybe 2 yards, and I wanted to make sure I had enough to make it. So I'm going to go ahead and make Simplicity 9706 and the sleeveless version because I don't think I have enough to make the sleeves. So that's what I want to make with this. Okay. Now this next pattern reminds me a lot of the magic dress. It's got the tie in the front, but I've never used the New Look 6618. But it's similar to that, isn't it? I wanted to find some fabric that might be a little different, a little crazy. And it reminds me a lot of the 70s. What do you think of that? And this is a rib knit. But I thought it had kind of a 70s vibe. So I really like that. Then I have another rib knit. And the minute I saw it, I thought I need to make PJs with it. It just, to me, just screamed PJs. Okay. And this is McCall's 6474. I'm going to make the short sleeved and the cropped pants. So it'll be those two right here. Those two there at the bottom. The short sleeve and the cropped pants with that. Okay. And the next fabric I saw immediately when I started looking, and I loved it right away. It is a cotton. And I just love this, the pattern. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. So I want to make a dress with that. And I want to use the Know Me 2031. I want to do the short sleeve. But this was my favorite, just of the design on it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so that's what I bought. I could have bought more. I could have gone back, but I decided I had enough to get me started. You know, I've got all that fabric from last week when I went to that fabric sale. I never have enough fabric to keep me going for a long time. I'm going to put in some pictures at the end. My sister and I stayed at a hotel in Millersburg. It's called Hotel Millersburg. It was built in 1847, and President Grover Cleveland stayed there. I have his picture, and they even had up next to his picture where he signed the registry. So I'll show you that. We ate lunch at a place called Homestead Farms. That was really good. And then for dinner, right next door to the hotel was a little place that had ice cream and sandwiches. And so we went in there and had the dinner of the day, or well, the meal of the day. Anyway, it was a 1/4 pound cheeseburger, and they give you a bag of chips, and then you have a small shake. And I had strawberry and she had chocolate. So we did that. And then the next day, of course, I did the fabric right away. We got there, ate lunch, and went straight to Zinc's. Then the next day, we didn't eat breakfast. We slept in a little bit. And then we went to a place for lunch, and I'm going to show you a picture of us there. This place was so good. They don't take credit cards. You either have to have cash or a check. And we got the special of the day, and it was so good. First, they bring you homemade bread and butter. And that was the best bread I think I ever had. But it was a Salisbury steak with mashed potatoes and carrots. Normally, when I make Salisbury steak, maybe if you make it the same way, it's usually with ground beef. We cut into it, and it was more like a pot roast that they had formed into, a little circle, little patty. Oh my goodness, it was good. And then we shared a piece of pie, and it was called brown bag apple pie. I had to look it up. In fact, we asked the lady how you make it. You actually make it, and you bake it in a brown paper bag. So what it does is there's brown sugar and cinnamon in it, and when it's baking in the brown bag, it helps caramelize the brown sugar. Best pie we'd ever had. We shared a piece of that. So we had a really good time, and I'll pop in a few pictures of our trip. So yes, we had a great time, a real good time shopping. She did buy a few fat quarters. She flew up here, so she couldn't really buy a whole lot because then she'd have to, take it back on the plane. So anyway, I can't wait to get started on some of this. Of course, I do have to start that dress I'm going to make for my cruise. I haven't even cut it out yet, and I've got 2 weeks to do that. Also, too, in case you're wondering, my new accessory. I mentioned before I have lymphedema, and I've been going to therapy, and I am now wearing the sleeve. I could get some crazy colors, but I thought, no, I'm going to stick with just a neutral. If I'm going to have to wear this all the time, I don't want it sticking out. I've had this might be the 3rd day I've worn it, and then today the night sleeve arrived, and it's real soft, and it's kind of a quilted feeling to it, and I wear that at night. So it's pretty comfortable. It's not too bad. I'm getting used to it. Just my watch kind of slips and slides around. So that's what's going on in my life. Well, I do hope you enjoy this video. You take care. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Ring the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time I download a video. You all take care. God bless. Goodbye.